Hello students, welcome to class 11th Accountancy. Today we will do chapter number 1st and our topic will be Introduction to Accounting. Students, today we will learn what is accounting. Let us do it with one example. Maruti Suzuki has been the undisputed leader of car manufacturing in India since it commenced production in 1983. From 1983 till now, Maruti Suzuki is undisputed leader of car manufacturing. The company has its manufacturing plant located at Gurgaon and Manesar in Haryana. So the company is having its plants in Gurgaon, Haryana. The company annually exports more than 50,000 cars and has a large domestic market in India, selling over 7 lakh cars. Maruti Suzuki enters into a large number of business transactions of monetary nature in the course of its business all through the year. So Maruti Suzuki, because such a big company is there, itni badi company hai, so it will come through a large number of transactions, monetary transactions. क्योंकि इतनी बड़ी कंपनी होने की वजह से उसे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करना पड़ेगा, देन यू हैव टू पे द सैलरी, वेजेस टू द एम्प्लॉयज़ एंड यू हैव टू पे रेंट ऑफ डिफरेंट फैक्ट्रीज और ऑफिसेज, you have to pay electricity bill and so on. You have to pay n number of amount to different people for different works. So यहाँ पे बहुत सारी monetary terms आ जाते हैं, बहुत सारे monetary transactions आ जाते हैं जिसमें ये business involve रह सकता है. For example, purchase of raw material, payment of salaries to employees, payment of rent for the warehouse. So these are some transactions in which this business is involved. Let us see more. Expenses on advertisement, payment of electricity bills, selling and marketing expenses, etc. These are only a little bit transactions, थोड़े बहुत transactions हैं in which company is involved. But there will be large number of transactions in which company will involve. बहुत सारे transactions होंगे जिसमें एक company involved रहेगी. Now, just think, considering the volume of these monetary financial transactions, it is not possible for the management to remember all the transactions. However, at the year end, to determine whether the company is making profit or loss, Maruti Suzuki required the results of its business transactions. Just think, such a huge number of business transactions, it is impossible for a human to remember it. आप अपनी घर की transactions के बारे में सोचिए. In your home, n number of transactions are there. You are purchasing anything, your expenses are there, but उसको ध्यान रखना कितना मुश्किल है. Then think about Maruti Suzuki, such a big company. How will they remember these all business transactions? It is not actually possible for them. But at the same time, the company needs final statement of profit and loss, whether the company is having profit or it is having loss. Here, accounting comes into picture. This is where accounting comes into picture and help Maruti Suzuki. Now, what accounting will do actually? Accounting helps the company in maintaining a systematic and complete record of all its business transactions. So, the accounting will help to the managers, to the company, to record its all financial business transactions in a systematic way and maintain it so that the company can get its profits and loss. See how accounting is reducing burden of management. कैसे accounting ने एक चुटकी में पूरा management का burden solve कर दिया. Now they do not have to remember all the transactions because what they need is profit and loss, amount of assets, amount of liabilities and different amounts they need because the management consider results, they need results. So here accounting will do the same thing. Accounting will give result to the management and users of accounting. Now what is accounting? What is the definition of accounting? Definition is very simple. Accounting is the process of collecting, then recording, summarizing and communicating financial information to its user for correct decision making. Now what accounting is doing? It is actually a process. In this process, you are entering different business entries in your accounts. Then what you are expecting result by all the process. What is the process? Collecting, recording, summarizing and communicating. After this process, what you will get? You will get result. So it is a process. Accounting is the process of collecting. Now first of all, you have to collect. And for collect, first of all, you should know how to identify business transactions. You have to identify business transactions. Many business transactions are there which we are not recording in accounting because they cannot be measured in monetary terms, but they are equally important. For example, honesty of an employee. It is not recorded in accounting, but it is very, very important for the firm. An honest employee is an asset for a firm. Many types of transactions are there which are not recorded. Strike of employees, etc. These are all not recorded. So first you should identify what kind of transactions we have to record in accounting. Then such kind of transactions you have to collect. Then after collecting it, you have to record it. Now what is recording? Maintaining accounts. If you are having a small business, you will do only journal entry for it. But if you are having big business, you will go for journal entries as well as subsidiary books for recording transactions in your books. So first you have to identify, then collect, and then you have to record those financial transactions in your books. Now all the financial transactions are recorded. But what do you want? You want result. You want profit, you want loss, or you want the amount of assets or liabilities. From where you will get? When you will summarize it. बिकॉज इतनी मोटी बुक अगर अकाउंट्स की आपको दे दूँ पूरी जनरल एंट्रीज करके तो आप उलझ जाओगे उसमें. हाउ यू विल कम टू नो व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ एक्स, व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ वाई, व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ आवर प्लांट्स, बिकॉज वो तो चेंज होते रहते हैं, है ना. सो फॉर दैट आई विल गिव यू समराइज डाटा. So I'll summarize it and give you accounts which will be useful for you and easy to understand. Then after summarizing, once all the transactions summarized, you got your profit or loss or assets or liabilities amount you got. Afterwards, you will communicate it to its users. Users can be external users or internal users. What are external users? External users are the users which are outside from your company. For example, shareholders, bank, government, etc. And what are internal users? Who are inside your company. For example, your employees, your management, your owner, etc. So you will communicate this information to its user for correct decision making, so that they can make correct decisions which can give benefit to your firm. So this was the definition. I think the definition is very clear. Accounting is the process of collecting, recording, summarizing and communicating financial information to its user for correct decision making. Here is one more definition. Accounting is the science of recording and classifying business transactions and events. So accounting is actually a kind of science. It is science as well as it is arts. But if I talk about science, so in science there are predefined formulas, there are predefined procedures of doing things. Here also for accounting there are predefined principles, there are concepts, there are conventions on the basis of which accounting is done. So accounting is the science of recording and classifying. Recording, I have already told you, you have to record transactions in form of journal or subsidiary books. Now classifying means to making group of same kind of transactions. For example, X is your creditor and you want to know how much amount I have to pay to X. It is not easy for you to find it by journal entries. What you need? You need ledger account of X. so that in ledger account all the transactions related to X will be there and you will get the final amount, what amount you have to pay to X. So classification means to bringing same kind of entries in a single group. Then primarily of a financial character. So these transactions should be of financial character. It can be measured in money. If it is not measured in money, it will not be entered in books of accounts. For example, if you had purchased 100 tables, 100 tables cannot be entered in books of account. But if you can say, I have purchased 100 tables of amounting rupees 1 lakh, this 1 lakh is important. You had measured the whole transaction into money. So now this 1 lakh will be entered in your books of account. So financial transactions should be there which can be measured in terms of money. And art of making significant summaries, analyze and interpretations of those transactions and events. First of all, it was a science. Science is having a particular procedure, principles, concepts, conventions. Now arts is used to take results. Now from accounting you will also get results, so it is also considered as arts. So art of making significant summaries and analyzing and interpretations of those transactions and events. So once you will record the entry, you will classify it, afterwards you will summarize it because you need results. After summarizing you will get results, you will get profit, you will get loss, you will get amount of assets, amounts of liabilities, amount which you have to pay to different people, amount which you have to take from different people. This all things you will get. After summarizing, now you are having results. Now you have to analyze this result so that you can take correct decision. And after analyzing it, you have to communicate the result to person who must make decision or form judgments. So afterwards you have to give this information to the person who want to take decisions or who is eligible to take decision in your firm and judgment in your firm. So this was the second definition. Let us go ahead. According to American Institute of Certified Public Accounts. Now what is the definition according to them? Definitions, moreover, if you will see, are same. Accounting is the process of recording, classifying, summarizing and communicating and analyzing, interpreting the financial data, a financial transaction of a business. So accounting definition will be same everywhere when you will see. Let us see here. Accounting is the art of recording. It is the art of recording, then classifying and summarizing in a significant manner. So there are some rules, some regulations are there, some concepts, some conventions are there, according to which you have to enter business transaction into books of accounts. बहुत सारे rules हैं, बहुत सारे concepts, बहुत सारे conventions हैं, उनके according ही आपको accounts करना है. अगर आप accounts उसके according नहीं करेंगे तो you will get false result. So it is having a systematic manner, significant manner, and in terms of money, it should be in terms of money only. Transactions and events which are in part at least of a financial character and interpreting results therefore. So these all financial transactions should be at least of having a financial character and on the basis of which interpretation result should be there. So these were some definitions which we have done for accounting. Okay students, but if you ask how can I broadly classify accounting? So accounting is the process of identifying, then recording, then classifying, then summarizing, analyzing, interpreting and communicating the data to its users. And if you will ask me what is accounting, so students, it is very simple. Accounting is a language of firm. How will you come to know about a firm? If I talk about myself, I can introduce myself to you in English or in Hindi. If you know these two languages, you will come to know about me. And if you don't know these two languages, it will be very difficult for you to know about me because you will not able to understand. Then how will I understand a company? Here accounting comes. Accounting is a language which will tell you about the company, about its assets, about its nature, about its liabilities, whether the company is having profit or loss. These all information will be communicated to you by accounting. Now, why I am saying accounting is a language? Like other language, if you don't know how to do accounts, you don't know its rules and regulations, how you have to summarize it, how you have to analyze it, then you will not to be able to understand what is account. If I will go and say to a science students, creditors and debtors, these terms they will not able to understand. Why? Because they are not commerce students, they have not learned about it. But if they had learned about it or they have heard about it somewhere, they will able to understand it, what are creditors, what are debtors. So, accounting is a language, but broadly if I can classify, accounting is a process of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting and communicating financial data to its users. Okay students?